with Benjamin Scotford, and you have just produced the most amazing feature documentary, In the Trenches. Tell us a little bit about your documentary.
Well, yeah, I really appreciate the kind words. That's very nice. Pretty much it's the making of this epic World War I movie called Before Dawn, and pretty much follows the production through a lot of different obstacles and challenges they had to overcome, and shows the amount of dedication and work that went into it. So we've tried to make it its own story and something that you can enjoy whether you've seen the movie or just as its own thing about filmmaking.
And do you find you get to know a lot of the cast in a more intimate way by being a part of that world?
Yeah, absolutely. At least through the sense of being able to talk to them in interviews and really sort of understand their process. That was a really fun part of it. But yeah, you just get to watch people who are amazing at what they're doing and kind of sit back and see them doing it all. So that's been definitely one of the most fun things about the process.
So when you're creating this vision, do you have a storyline or do you just roll with what comes at you and then piece it together at the end?
More of the second one when it comes to the filming. Yeah, it would definitely, like at the start, I just thought it would be a few promotional featurettes we'd make, and it might be, you know, like a short 20-minute behind the scenes. But then as the story unfolded, it was like, oh wow, this is becoming quite an interesting roller coaster. So, yeah, very much kind of seeing how it all happened as far as the filming, and then editing, really then piecing it together and conducting interviews to fill the gaps of the story.
And with the interviews, did you find that you had to really try and grab some actors as they were finishing and sneak them off, or were you getting into trouble for sneaking actors off? Or?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the actors are from over east, so we couldn't, just catch up with them like a month later. So definitely, it was a bit tricky sometimes to find the right time, but most of them had times where they were on set and not in a scene, so then we could just have a chat with them then. Or there was also a time where 7 News came down, so we just sort of piggybacked. They would do an interview and then I would do one. So yeah, a few of those.
That was quite a smart move. With the documentary, there's quite a bit about the setup. I was also just as fascinated about the pack down. So tell us a little bit about the pack down and maybe why you didn't include that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very interesting question. To be honest, there's probably, Jordon might be able to tell you more about that. I don't know if there's even some of the set might still be there potentially. I know obviously the farmer wants to use that land for his crop. So it definitely did stay around for a while because they were using it for some reshoots of a few scenes or just different tourist sort of things. So I actually don't know where it's at the moment. That's a great question.
And was any of the footage that you took actually then used in the actual film?
It was considered at one point because they needed a few more shots, like establishing one of the scenes, and so they were looking for just shots of like the bodies on the ground and the barbed wire and that sort of thing. So it was a conversation, but I don't think it ended up happening.
And tell us a little bit about why you've chosen this genre specifically, or why you're passionate about feature documentaries.
Yeah, I think, definitely this sort of behind the scenes stuff could work as like a series, or some stories don't necessarily need to be feature length. I think it's just important to tailor it to the movie and the story itself. But this one definitely felt like it had a kind of nice arc that fit well within feature length. And really the first draft we had was about 3 hours, and that's probably the case with a lot of movies where it starts long and you have to cut it down. It just felt like a natural fit for this. And probably coming back to that question, even why didn't we focus on Pack Down and some other things? A lot of it was just seeing where the story arc kind of fit naturally and where the kind of climax points were, where it's like, okay, now that's like the finish point. And yes, there's other stuff that happened later, but let's just not focus on that as much because otherwise it would just keep going forever.
Yeah. Were there any highlights for yourself when you were out there filming?
Yeah. So like every day was just amazing going out to the set. I mean, you drive out in like a bus and be like, oh, why am I doing this? It's not fun. And then as soon as you step out, it's like, oh, wow, you're walking through the trenches and it's just, even though it was rough conditions weather-wise, it was really just incredible being there in an immersive set with people who are all excited to be a part of it. So, yeah.
And did you have a budget for yourself, or do you need a large budget for this sort of film, or how do you go about budgeting?
Yeah, traditionally there would definitely be a budget from a part of the movie's budget would be put towards behind the scenes. This was done a bit differently. This was kind of something where I wanted to show what I could do for other producers and get my foot in the door. So essentially this was a passion project on my end and self-funded in a few ways as far as, some different elements that needed to be paid for. So yeah, I wasn't given a budget for this one. I don't know if that's the answer.
Well, you've done an amazing job, because I would love to see that with a lot of films. I found it quite fascinating. And I actually think it's great for actors and producers to look back and maybe reflect on how they are on set. Would you agree?
Absolutely, yeah. And hopefully that's, well, for them to be able to reflect on it, and then for others as well to see just what's involved. Like, I think it is important to show both the ups and the downs, because, if you're someone looking to get into filmmaking and all you see is that people are perfect and never make mistakes, then like it's pretty intimidating to think that you could do it yourself. But if you can show that, yeah, things don't always go perfectly and mistakes happen, but if you find creative solutions and keep pushing through, then you can achieve something pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. And with the Revelation Film Festival itself, have you done anything previously, or do you hope to do anything in the future?
First time I've had a film screen at Rev. I've been to the festival a few times, but definitely planning to be involved in coming along to the festival. They always have good stuff on, and I'm doing a talk on Sunday as well about behind the scenes content. So yeah, that's as far as films itself, there's always a great selection, and then there's also lots of industry talks and things. So I hope to have movies in Rev in the future, but regardless, I'll definitely be attending.
That's awesome. And in regards to where you've got to now, what have you done previously to get to this point?
Oh, good question. To be honest, so I've been doing freelancing for about 10 years in the video industry, and a lot of it's been weddings or corporate videos, that kind of thing. And honestly, I think weddings are super helpful to do if you're wanting to get into documentary, because you just learn how to think quickly and react to things. Yeah. And you can't, if the bride and groom are about to kiss and your battery's going flat, there's no excuse. You have to have a backup ready to go. So a lot of those things, it definitely teaches you those skills. So that's been helpful.
Yep. Wonderful. And do you have what are your dreams and goals for the future?
I'd just love to do more of this, more behind the scenes. Following some bigger productions as well. Some things, I guess, that come to mind, just like Mad Max or Pirates of the Caribbean, where it's like an adventure. You're going to all these cool locations. I think that's a fun adventure for people to come along with in the filmmaking side of it as well. So I hope to, be able to do that and bring that experience to audiences as well.
Well, you should be very proud, and congratulations on what you've created.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.